when women are in freak mode, they go for the guy with heavy sex appeal. And from now on, I'm just going to say S appeal. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to get YouTube's algorithms, panties all up in a bunch. Okay. So I'm just going to say S appeal. And this is for my guys that can relate, right? This is for my guys that have gotten play or consistently get play or have gotten play in the past. And they know exactly what I'm talking about. They can relate. Okay. And what are the things that young ladies, what, and of course this is very dynamic. It's not just a black and white thing. There's nuances. Every woman has her preferences. Every woman has something that she finds sexually attractive. Every woman had, whether it's the guy's race, whether it's his height, whether it's his personality, what have you. But there are some things that are the base of sexual attraction. Okay. And like the film master Ron Wills, right? Uncle Ron, you know what I'm saying? Unc, if you watching this video, if you're listening to it, drop a comment, right? But he always mentions about how a lot of these ladies go to male escorts, okay, or male dancers, and they're the ones throwing money, right? And this idea never occurred. It occurred to me because I've always hit the gym, right? And as soon as I got my physique on point, that's when I seen females get freaky. I'm like, wow, right? I'm like, wow. I've never seen this side. I've never seen this much choosing signals, as you want to call it, as I did when I got my physique and other things. I boosted them up, okay? And that greatly increased my chances and my success with young ladies. But one thing that Ron Wills, shed some light to was that how male exotic dancers, how females go to them and give them money. How and they're not, and yes, there are some young ladies that are, and how can I put this very gently, are more on the heftier side and more on the unattractive side. And attraction is subjective, but just speaking in general, that go and pay these men. Yes, this is true. But at the same time, you better believe that there is groups of women, right? Groups, and they're all fine. They're all pretty as hell. And they're corporate as well. Corporate chicks that hire these male dancers, right? Hire these male escorts for private sessions, private dance sessions, and you can kind of use your imagination. And when they're on a girls' night out, they might hit this spot, this male dancing spot, and make it rain on these men. Okay? And these men have high S appeal. So that's just something to think about when I am, and of course, once again, I gotta say it again, Ron Wills was the first one on these spaces, at least, to bring this concept to light. And this concept, it segues into S appeal, because a lot of guys that have S appeal, they have what male dancers have, right? Inadvertently, but they're just regular ass guys. So you don't have to be a freaking working in a male dance place or whatever the hell. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. But the guys that do have S appeal, they have elements from these guys. And I'm going to get into it. This is a Tarek Talks Midnight Podcast. Sit down, relax, and enjoy. So what are these elements? It's that raw S appeal, okay? That raw S appeal, and physicality has something to do with it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say that it doesn't, right? When young ladies are in freak mode, they are looking for that guy that has dimorphic features. What is dimorphic? It is something that distinguishes male from female, right? Female's more petite, more smaller, more on the softer side, have soft features, soft eyes, soft for the most part. They're softer, skin feels soft. Now flip it on the other side. With the man, it's complete opposite, dimorphic. This is what distinguishes male from female, right? Men usually are more on the rougher side, more on the more solid side, physique and personality wise, right? They're more on the solid side, more on the harder side. Skin is a little more dense, hair is a little more dense. Feel me? Well, it depends. It depends. The hair thing, it depends. But as far as the features, more harder features, a harder physique, a harder look. Not saying that the guy is a freaking prick or an a-hole, but his uh, you know, facial features are more harder, right? And this is what distinguishes a male from separates male from female. And this is at the base of it. At the base, what a lot of women look for when they are looking to mate is those dimorphic features, just like us. Just like us. When we are looking to mate, now this is subjective. Once again, very subjective, but it is extremely general to the point where it applies to the mass, you know, population of men. What do we look for when we're out and about and we want to mate? We're looking for a young lady, soft features, smaller than us, okay? Smaller than us, skin softer than us, facial features softer, voice softer than us. This is what is natural. It's just naturally attractive to us. And of course, if she's fit, I mean, done deal, right? Along with a sweet personality. So when women are in freak mode, man, when they just out and about, when they just have that itch that they need to scratch, okay? Now you could take this how you want it, because I know I get some guys on here that always, oh, modern woman this and modern woman that. Look, just forget that for 1 second, right? Because let's just face it, every man wants to mate. No man can sit here and say he doesn't want to mate. Okay. And just as going off the tracks just a little bit, even if you do want to get in a relationship, the S appeal should always be the basis. Okay. Now we getting back on track. I said my little side note right there. Now we getting back on track, right? But when the woman is in freak mode, right? When she's out and about on the hunt, so to speak, that's what she's looking for. She's looking for a guy that's on his man type of ish. The guy with the nice physique, right? The guy with that nice physique. He has a nice outfit on. He smells good. Part of masculinity is that scent. Fellas, get your scent up. Get that scent up. Okay? Get you some nice body wash. Okay? I use some stuff called Nature. You can find it at Walmart, HEB for my Texans. All right? Target, wherever. It's called Nature Cedarwood. You don't have to get that exact one, but that's what I use. And hey, look, it's crazy, right? Get you a masculine scent. You feel me? Get you some nice clean clothes. Something, and of course your physique, your style is gonna accentuate it. Have you a nice little button up. Show some male cleavage, right? Show that if you got some nice developed pecs, don't overdo it and look like a douchebag, right? But you get what I'm saying. Then the way you walk, the way you talk to her, right? Like I said before, the voice has something to do with it too. Deeper voice, a deep voice. You talking to her, you chopping it up. Hey, what's going on with you? You enjoying your night? Simple, because look, if your sex appeal is on point, if your S appeal is on point, your speech, right? Or what you're saying to her, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. You just have to have a normal convo and escalate it. Take it there, right? At some point. That's all you need. You just need to have a cool personality, a cool masculine personality. Okay, that's part of S appeal, right? And the thing with the solidness, with the hardness, We're going to take it to the room real quick. Of course, a young lady is going to want a hard, you know, she's going to want it hard when you guys are in the room doing what you do. This is when they're in that freak mode, when they have that itch they need to scratch, right? It all goes back. You see how everything in nature just correlates, right? She's soft, you want it soft. You're hard and solid. That's how she wants it, hard, solid, right? It just goes together perfectly. And that's what they're looking for. And a lot of people, there's been actually been some studies, right? There's been some studies that when young ladies are ovulating, right? And my young ladies, if you listen to this, maybe you could back me up, drop your 2 cents on this. When young ladies are ovulating and it's time for them to have a kid, right? They're going to look for guys with these attributes. Not saying that you should go knock random chicks up, right? But they can't help it when they're ovulating, right? They want that guy that's just on that very solid, very masculine type of deal. And that's when a lot of one night stands happen. That's when a lot of these flings happen. Not to say that some chicks don't do it even when they're not ovulating, right? Not to say that that doesn't happen, but there have been some studies that showed that, because deep down inside, what a woman is going to find sexually appealing is strong features. Okay. And what it all boils down to is her being, uh, just like in every animal kingdom, when females want to reproduce, they're going to find the strongest male for the most part, especially in the mammal kingdom, right? Especially in the mammal kingdom. That's what happens. And really, fellas, I'm telling you, it's not a lot of guys complicated. You're gonna hear a lot of these guys get on you know, these little soapboxes and say how females only mess with a certain type of guy and he has to have a chiseled jaw, he has to have this and that. Look, all you got to do is get yourself to the best body possible, to the best that you can possibly get, the best style you can possibly get, the best type of clothing that you can possibly get, right? Clean. It doesn't have to be anything designer. Trust me, believe you me, some young lady is going to find that sexually arousing. Okay? And that's when that's when they really get release their freak, right? And yeah, some people might have some issues about that, like, oh, these chicks are out here doing this and that. Hey, look, when they see something they like nowadays, it's a very liberal and hedonistic environment we live in. So you might as well somewhat take advantage of it, right? We can sit here and we can complain and we can whine, or we can take advantage of it. Yes, it is somewhat of a hedonistic type of atmosphere. But even if you do want a relationship, you still want to make sure that this chick you still want her to look at you in the same light. You still want her to look at you as she's looking at that hot guy that she would have a one night stand with. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Peace.